Hi, I'm Simon Parker, co-founder of Naked Record Club, the world's first eco-friendly record club. We're releasing Babybird's brilliant King of Nothing album on eco-vinyl, and I recently had the pleasure of interviewing Stephen Jones, aka Babybird. I've been a massive fan since the 1990s and regard him as one of the UK's greatest singer-songwriters. We met in Manchester and spent a highly enjoyable 5 hours together. Due to the nature of Stephen's extraordinary life and musical career, the full interview is just over 1.5 hours long. To make it more digestible for these fast times, we've edited it down into smaller episodes. So sit back and enjoy the first episode, which contains an in-depth discussion on how the King of Nothing album came together. This interview is also available in full-length form and as an audio podcast to download and listen to on the go. So, King of Nothing, a fantastic album, part of a huge catalogue. I'm sure most of viewers of this will know, but you are one of England's best singer-songwriters and very prolific, which I really want to talk about today. I was on your Bandcamp
I'm nodding,
page.
but yes.
Yeah, you're nodding.
Yeah.
But I saw Babybird Releases Alone on Bandcamp, which is your sort of new platform for how you sell your music these days or present your music.
Yeah.
You have something like 86 releases.
Well,
just
it's
from
140. Oh, from Babybird,
Babybird,
yes.
yeah, I was going to come
from the,
to Trucker and Black Reindeer and some of these other things as well. I mean, and you factor them in. So where do you find the time to do
Which
it?
it creates loads of problems, I think, actually, having that much music. Because that's why I tried to separate it up into different genres as well, so people could pick different things. But I've just always done that. I started with the lo-fi albums, which was kind of culled from 400 things I did on the Dole. You know, I was on the Dole for 5 years, so I recorded stuff on a cassette. So I did it to kill the time, so that hasn't gone away. I mean, obviously, if we're touring or doing something else and I don't have the time to do it, but that has stayed with me since I was, 25, 26.
So if you're not touring, do you find that you do something every day? Is it like not a compulsion, but something that you...
Yeah, it's funny, but I think people think I'm up in my room, locked in a room 24 hours a day, but it's not like that at all. I just think I write very, very quickly. So I write one song or a piece of music and then it comes out as 6 altogether. So I'll do 6 pieces, springboard from one to another, so they're kind of similar in a way. And then I'll go and sing on them later, but it's just I don't feel like I work hard. I just feel like it's one thing in life I can do is play a piano and record it, that's all.
And that's how all the songs start, with a piano line?
No, usually with a loop or something, and then I'll play piano. But I haven't played guitar for a very long time, just simple reason that I break strings and I'd never put them back on again.
And
so I just stick with the guitar.
Which is like,
and you can play guitar on a piano now anyway. See, the sounds I can get on a piano with guitar sounds amazing. So
I know you've said throughout your career that you're kind of staunchly lo-fi. Has your recording technique or your setup changed a great deal over the years?
Yeah, it's just whatever's quickest and easiest. I think, people always suggest things like Pro Tools or go and do something, on an Apple thing more. But I've always had GarageBand, which is basically cut and paste, just put your loop in, make it go, do some piano, loop it, and it's just whatever's easiest. So I've gone through all the things. I've gone through cassettes, I've gone through mini discs, all these things that have kind of like disappeared. Well,
mini
cassettes
discs
have come back a bit. The mini disc will never come back, I don't think. But just whatever's quickest. And I hate all this rubbish of people buying £1,000 speakers. And when we used to go into studios with Babybird, there would be a shitty cassette player which covered in paint, I remember. And that's what the guy who was producing at the time would just put it on cassette, put it in there, and see if it sounded right.
See it,
the car kind of test. And that's always the best way to test it. Anyway, just stick it in a car stereo, put it on a CD.
It's right. You go to a studio that it has the best speakers, these sort of massive speakers that are in this room here. But at the end of the day, that can actually be, it can put you off what you're actually trying to achieve as well, because it sounds so amazing. You take a recording out maybe and then go, oh Christ, does it sound like this? What have we done?
Yeah.
How do we add the scars back into this?
No, I know, exactly.
It all out.
No, exactly. Well, I've always used a £10 microphone. It was a cheap microphone that came with my daughter's keyboard, one of these Casios, and it was a microphone. And it was £10 for the whole thing in a second-hand shop. And I've used
quite
that
expensive,
forever.
Quite expensive.
Yeah, for me, No, but I've used this mic for ages, and I just know that for me it sounds good, because my hearing's not perfect. It sounds good, but I know that I get the odd person saying it's a bit crackly on this song and stuff, so you have to, ride your way through that.
So I should say, we are coming to you today from Altrincham. The fantastic people at the Cheshire Tap have given us this lovely location. So thanks to Chris and the team for doing that. We'll be sharing all this on social media, so you can find where it is and come and buy your drinks here. Yeah. Into King of Nothing. What are your memories of writing that album?
Probably the first time since... So we had 5 lo-fi albums, which was just me.
Yep.
And then very, very DIY stuff. And then it became, we had people after us, and we signed a record company, and then a band became involved. And we would record songs in a batch. But I hadn't done that for a long, long time until King of Nothing. So it was, I think, 35 demos all together at the same time. And they stuck together as a unit, which is very rare. Very often, I'd take a song, I'd put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that was the reason, and it just clicked. And then Danny heard them, and Danny worked on them, and it's just not happened since very early Babybird the band.
Yeah.
So they just sound very dynamic, and they do fit together.
It really felt like that was.
And that's quite a rare thing. It's quite a rare thing without it being a concept album. You stick it all together it's too much of a. You're pushing it too hard, but this slotted really nicely. So.
Do you remember what was the first song written for the album?
I think King of Nothing, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was the first one. I was with a manager who wanted to go and remix it and put a rap on it. It's just appalling.
No, I know you like hip hop, so
I love hip hop, but just for this suggestion was such a. I'm not with this manager anymore, but his suggestions were never great.
So I noticed that the album on Bandcamp, anyway, is quite spread out. How long do you think it was from start to finish, as it were? I know there's 35 songs, so it's probably a while, but it seemed to be that it came out in bits and pieces.
Well, it frustrated me because I don't think it. I wanted more people to hear it, and I think this is why this is great doing it with you. It's like right. I just feel like I think even some of the songs are repeated along the way a little bit. I just think people might have missed it. Bandcamp is really small.
Yeah.
It's almost too big for me because I do a lot of design the sleeves and stuff. So it's almost too much work for me, but it's very small. So I think just to have other people and to put it on vinyl. I mean that's something I would not get the opportunity to do.
Brilliant. Well, we'll come to that. We're going to go in through this. But one question to do with the vinyl is that, of course, we added 2 tracks. You kindly sent us a whole bunch of songs. Obviously, the album was 9 songs, I believe, the original Bandcamp King of Nothing album. So it's now an 11-track album. What did you make of our choices on the 2 tracks that we added, which were Blood Money and Happiest Girl?
No, perfect. No, I mean, I would have, to be honest, I would have been happy with any. Blood Money's a good one because that wasn't one that was kind of something that I think there's some shallow bars on it or something that it didn't have those for a long time. And when he put a little thing on it, it was one of those songs that I wouldn't have put on the 9 or the 11. But now it's one of those ones that's become one of my favourites, I think. So,
brilliant.
The Happiest Girl is it's very personal, really. It's not about a specific person, but it'll be about, my daughter or my partner, or, you just want someone to be happy. So
I think
clearly, it's as simple as that, really.
I think it's one of your best songs. I love it. I absolutely, when I heard that for the first time, it's one of those moments where I was like, wow, what a song.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was just like, wow, it really, really slapped me in the face. Have you got a favourite song on the album? I know the first one was King of Nothing written.
Favourite song? Love Life. That's the song when I was living in Hale, actually, just around the corner from here. I think I listened to that probably about 50 times over and over and drifted off to sleep. And when I woke up in the morning, it was still playing on a little headphones.
Really? It had been all night?
Yeah. So I think that's whether I think I like it, or I don't know if I've been indoctrinated from that evening. I've listened to it 50 times, but that again was just so simple. And I like songs that I listen back that I can't remember how I played them. There's piano pieces on that which I don't understand, twiddly bits that I don't normally do, and I don't know where the hell that comes from. So, but I remember how they were made, which I quite like.
You're in a boogie woogie.
No.
I've been watching your Jules Holland pieces, which I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I spotted a couple of
we do support the Boogie Woogie King, but not a fan of Boogie Woogie.
No, I don't think anybody is apart from Jules. Oh God, this is gonna get a few haters, isn't it? If we have this in the interview.
Yeah, you're the king